I put a McDonald's cup in this one the other week, and it was full of fat from, well, these have definitely gone stodgy now that winter's here. See how they're really sludgy now? Because there's been no rain to flush anything through. It's getting colder. The soldier flies clearly aren't working as fast. And this is the remains of the cup. Now you can still see there's soldier flies there. They're still functioning, but they certainly seem a bit slow. Let's see if we can pull that apart. Now, this is the cup, of course, so you can see the plastic here on the left, and then you can still see cardboard in there that hasn't been eaten yet, and then there's another plastic layer. Oh, this is a really thick plastic layer on the inside. Soldier flies are amazing, but they won't eat through that plastic. But that is really thick plastic, and that's the cardboard. They'll eat that. And here's the thin outer layer of plastic. Oh, that's even thick too. I remember I did this test a couple of years ago, and I was left with the shell of the cup, which was the plastic, but it wasn't as thick as this. This is thicker. They must have changed their design. The reason I want to do that is I cleaned out the cupboards the other week, and it's embarrassing, but there was a lot of waste that hasn't been eaten. And the really sad part is that some of this waste is full of weevils, and I wondered why there were so many moths in the house, and they were coming from this rice. Look at this. You see in there? Oh, there's one just flew out. There's quite a lot in there. Normally I'd put that in some water. And look at the little grains. There are little mites in them. I think they're mites. Let's see if I can show you this. Oh, see the web that they make? And see how the grain is decomposing. These tiny little bits of, I don't know what you'd call it. I thought they were mites actually, but I don't think they are. They're not moving. But you have to laugh, don't you? That was inside the packet of rice. Is that amazing? And I found some biscuits that had weevils in them too. Oh, these are really bad. It's hard to open these, my hands are so slippery. There we go. Look at the weevils that have nested around here. Now you have to say, if the weevils have got in there and eaten it, it must be good stuff, because they wouldn't eat it if it wasn't edible. I just love the way food decomposes. They have magic patterns. These were biscuits. This is what you call cold composting in your kitchen. fascinating. Good tucker for little mites. Let's see what other greeblies we've got here. Yeah, I don't know why these have been thrown out. They look quite good. How did they get in here? Maybe they're just really, really old. Yeah, they look a bit old. And some old chocolate chip cookies. It's interesting that these don't look like they've decomposed at all, and they have been, oh god, they're hard as rocks. But those other biscuits, you could see how they'd decomposed over a period of time. There must be a lot of preservative in these. Ideally, I should have put these in a bucket of water overnight, but I like to do different tests. So you'll be able to come back and look at this in a few weeks and see just how quickly or slowly it's decomposed. So here we've got another full bucket of water. There's a little spider in there. This isn't going to do much. This is going to dry up very quickly because we haven't got any rain. Although they were predicting rain. Now I've got lots of waste that I may not be able to fit in this one. And that has been sitting on the sink for way too long. So let's have a look in here. Now again, this is the one I had, the old rice. You can see it's very, very dry. Nothing has really happened in that at all, so that definitely needs a good dosing of water. Wow, look at all those little mites. This is amazing. Let me see if I can get this close and hold still enough. See those tiny little things moving? So even if you haven't got the soldier flies in your pots over winter, you've got other garden bugs that would be decomposing the waste. And there's a little cocky. Don't worry about the cockies. The birds love them. Let me see if I can get him. Oh, he got into a hole. Now this was the one that had the McDonald's cup in it. Wow, that's really dry, but all those little dry flakes, that's mites. Really interesting. So let's see what's happened to that cup. There's a chicken thing. It's practically gone to nothing. Aha, here we are. So the remnants of the cup still. There's that very, very thick plastic. And there's lots of little mites working on that too. So maybe over time they might decompose that plastic. Be interesting to see. Let's just leave that in there then. And you can see how all the rice is dry down there. But deep below this, let's have a look and see if we can dig up that soil. See how that's turned to soil below there? I'm not going to worry about that. I would wait till it fully turned to soil before I emptied it, but I only do that about once a year. So let's add all this yucky stuff here, which is going to wet this rice. And what's interesting, all that rain we had the other day hasn't really done much to this rice, so I might just break that up a bit. I wouldn't normally bother, but I've got my gloves on, so it's not going to affect my gloves, although I'm not going to get that smell on my hands. And actually this doesn't smell too bad today at all. It shouldn't smell unless you go disturbing it, of course. Now let's see what's in here. Paper. I think this is takeaway paper. See that? From takeaway meals. What's that paper? Paper towel. What's in there? Oh, someone burnt some rice by the looks of it. Looks like it's in a bag. What is that? I don't know. Someone burnt some rice and mopped it up. Banana skins. Nice chicken bones. Now I'm going to have some water for that. Let's see if I can pinch some water out of here. Now, if it was summer, the soldier flies would be coming to that straight away. It is winter. We are apparently going to be having a warm patch coming up soon. But I like to see what happens anyway if we don't get any soldier flies and how long it takes for this to decompose. And one of these pots I didn't fill up last week because it was, oh no, this one I did fill up, that's right, 27 days ago. There's that piece of chicken stuff. You can see there's virtually nothing now. And you could take that out now and soak it in some water, get all that beautiful black goodness off it, and then throw it in the bin. And pour the black back on your garden. Oh, now this is gone. Why is that hard? This has turned into a big hard lump. Quite interesting. It was very dry last week too, and I put some water on it. And again, can I say, this is why it helps to soak your scraps. It keeps that moisture in there. Oh, and this is full of ants now too. You see it's got too dry, and the contents were not fermented, so ants like to eat that sort of waste. But if you ferment it, it keeps them away. So I'm going to have to give this a big good dose with some water with a hose, I think. I wanted to have a look, see if I can get that cup out of here. That I think I'm going to be able to move it. Oh, no, let's just take it out of the ground. Oh, I broke it. Can't do that either. I'll have to replace this one now, but it was already broken from the builders. To the birds trying to scare off the cat. Oh, bit of glass down there, look at that. Isn't it interesting? There's a big root there. Oh look, there's a chicken bone. Now, isn't that funny? How does a chicken bone get out there? See that? Unless I put it in the soil on top and mixed it in. There's a big root. It's nicely aerated, this soil though. See all those little air pockets around? But it's dry. I don't get time to water the garden. You can see under there how dry that is. If I was looking after my garden, it wouldn't look like that. So let's tip this out. You can see in the bottom here, I might replace this one now that I've broken it more. But look at that beautiful soil under there. A few little runner roots in there, nothing really to worry about. Bit of a chicken bone. That's still beautiful looking soil. I want to see what happened to the McDonald's cup. If this was wet, another couple of weeks it'd be all gone. You see it's too dry. Ow, ants getting me. Oh, there's the cup. And there's a soldier fly just there. So he's hiding in there. Oh, look at the men hiding in here. So they're hiding inside there where it's all nice and warm. There's one there, see? There's one there. There's a whole bunch here. Now I think this is the cup here. Yep, there it is. Lots of soldier flies there. So it hasn't fully decomposed yet, but it's slowly disappearing. So that is heaps better than it was the other week. That was still really thick plastic the other week, and I can feel it now. It's half its, what would it be, depth. It's much thinner. So somehow so something is breaking it down, whether it be the worms. There's no worms in here at the moment. It would be too cold, and the food's not really decomposed enough for them either. It's still a bit fermented. But isn't that interesting? So even that big, very, very thick plastic is getting broken down. I'm trying to get a bit of, spread it out so I can show you more, but I can't really. It was this big, thick grey. You'd have to go back and have a look at the other video. It was super thick. And this is definitely thinner. And it's definitely less than what it was in the beginning. There's not as much there. They've taken out all the paper in between, and they're slowly getting rid of it. Oh, look at that big thing. I wonder what he is. Look at that. Me and my bugs. Off you go. So, what I might do, I don't want to, I could bury that now really if I wanted to, but I couldn't be bothered. Too lazy. I'm going to go and get another pot. I'm going to take this one out and put a new pot in here and fill it up. So here's one I found, and look at what's little baby cocky. I'll throw him out there, the bird might get him. And look, look at that freaking fly there. Oh no, we don't need to worry about him anyway. So let's get this one into the ground. This one is a damaged one too. So a lady put fresh meat in it, and her dog dug it up straight away. So you've got to ferment your wheat. You've got to ferment your meat if you've got dogs, or put a little bit of their dog poo in with the waste, and that will keep them away as long as they don't eat their own poo. Some dogs eat their own poo. And just pack all this stuff around the side, put that back in. Now, we'll just leave those on the top, don't really need them. We'll put all this back in, and I might sit that in a bucket of water to get all that beautiful soil off that, and then I'll toss this in the bin because these can be recycled. So there we go. Let's put the rest of this waste in here now. And this waste is, ooh, good, yucky meat in there. This waste has been soaking for a while, so it should break down a lot quicker. I'll just get a little bit of water to flush it out. Now, if you are emptying your inside waste a bit more regularly than every 27 days, you won't necessarily need all this water to flush the pot out, because it won't get all revolting in the bottom of the pot like mine does. Mine does that because it's been on the sink for so long. So there we go. I'll worry about those bones another day. The birds will probably come and pick at them. Cover it up again with my newfound mulch. That'll do. Thanks for watching.